Good afternoon, class. Hey, this is 7th period. That's why I'm saying good afternoon. It's probably morning, but that's okay. We're going to graph linear inequalities as we take a look at this next chunk, which is systems of inequalities. We're going to start with y is greater than 3x minus 1, which is the problem that's listed here on the paper. Okay, you're going to watch me do it on screen. What I would basically be doing is looking how to graph this. So I'm going to start with a y equals 3x minus 1 because I want to find the boundary line. The boundary line being that it is a greater than with not a bar underneath it, so this is going to be a dotted line. Okay, a dotted line. If it had the bar underneath it, it'd be a solid line, but it doesn't. So, and then we're going to look for the y-intercept, and the y-intercept is -1. So we'll put a dot there at -1. That's this number. And then we'll look at 3, which is up 3. So we'll go up 1, 2, 3 over 1. And try to put another dot. And then I'm going to draw a dotted line through those two dots. 1, 2, 3 over 1. And we're going to get a dotted line, and this is a really bad dotted line, but it's about the best I can do. I don't even have a well, let me try what I can see what I can do here. I'll try it with a straight edge, sort of a straight edge anyway. Yeah, I can't because I'm touching the screen. Alright, so we'll do a dashed line. That's a little better. And it's going to go through at -1. You can't tell that it's going through -1, but it does. My -1 is right here, and then up 3 over 1. Just having a hard time drawing that line with this little spongy pen. Oh, I see why it's coming off. Okay, there we go. All right, now, the next thing that I would do, once I've got the boundary line, I would find out which side is it shaded. Okay, and I'm going to pick a point out here at, this would be 10, 0. And I'll find out if that's going to shade on this side. So at 10, 0, we would have 3 times 10 minus 1. And then we're going to put the greater than sign in there, and then 0. Is 0 greater than 30 minus 1, or 29? Is 0 greater than 29? Well, that's pretty easy to say. No, it's not. Okay, so this is the no side, which means that this is the yes side. So we're going to shade the yes side. And there's my inequality. Okay, now your shading can look like this. It can also look like what we have down in the second slide. We'll take a look at that here in a moment. Second slide. It says, what is the graph of the inequality? Y is greater than or equal to -2x plus 1. Well, the boundary would go through 1, and it looks like it's going there, and it looks like it's going there. But it's also got a slope of -2. So as it goes down 2 over 1, it's going to have to come over to this one. The second thing that we can look at is just the inequality, and this is going to be a solid line. Based on the solid line, it has to be B, but we'll go ahead and walk through it. We'll pick the point 80 out here and double check that and make sure it works in here. Is 0 greater than or equal to -2 times 8 plus 1? Well, -2 times 8 is -16, plus 1 would be -15. And is 0 bigger than a negative number? -15? And of course, yes it is. So this would be the yes side, and this would be the no side. So it is choice B is the solution. Okay, I wanted to do the next slide. Y is equal to 7. Remember, this gives me the axis that it's going to pass through. Passes through the y-axis, and it passes through at 7. Well, the y-axis is the one straight up and down, and it's going to pass through at 7. All right, and so y equals 7 would be right here. Okay, so if it's y is less than or equal to 7, then we would say, all right, shade below it, because it's less than. Okay, on this one, we're going to say greater than or equal to, x is greater than or equal to negative 2. Well, it goes through the x-axis at x at negative 2. And so at negative 2, we'll put our, well, I can't quite get my dot to fit there. And it's going to go up and down. This one is also a solid line. Hey, that worked out okay. And it's greater than, so it's going to go to the right. 0 is greater than negative. 4 is greater than a negative. We'll go this way. And so there's my shaded region on this one. All right. This one is an absolute value. It's going to be a V shape. Absolute value is in that V shape. Pointing up if it's positive, pointing down if it's negative. Well, on this one, we would have to subtract the 1, so we'll subtract the 1. That cancels there. Then we're going to have to get rid of that negative 1, so we'll divide everything by negative 1. So that's going to give me a y less than. Since we divided, it'll actually flip to greater than. So y is greater than, absolute value, let's see, would be the negative sign out in front of it, absolute value of x plus 2, and then it's going to be plus 1. Okay, hk, which is where my vertex goes, h, when it looks like a 2, it's going to be a negative 2, k is going to be a 1. So negative 2, 1, there's my vertex. It is a negative. Okay, so as I look at this, that negative there means it's opening downward. Okay, so we'll go down. It's going to be a dotted line. We'll go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, and then we'll put an arrow there. And then to match it, we'll go down 1, back 1, down 1, back 1, down 1, back 1, like that. All right. The shaded region, it's greater than. So on this one, we're going to try this 0, 0. We'll try that point right there, 0, 0, and plug those in. Give me a blue pen here, please. Okay, so that would be 0 greater than negative opposite of 0 plus 2, which would be 2 plus 1. The absolute value of 2 is 2. The opposite is negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. Is 0 greater than negative 1? And that is a yes. So this out here is yes, and this would be no, and so we're going to shade outside above it. Okay? Well, that's it for linear inequalities. We've looked at that. That was back in Chapter 2, and we're going to apply that for the next couple of days in systems. Hope you're hanging in there. Do well. We've gone through a week and a half now, so talk to you later. Bye.